What's up YouTube? Superflex with a unique video today. I'm going to be making my picks and predictions for the college football playoff. A lot of good games. Let's get into them. First is Clemson versus Texas. I'm going to take Texas. I know that Clemson is a good football team, and it's really hard to bet against Dabo Swinney, known for winning multiple college football playoffs and winning a lot of the 14 playoffs in years past. This is a decent Clemson team. This isn't a good one. This is the same team that lost to Georgia, only scored 3 points against them. I'm going to stick with it. I know all teams change over time, but I'm going to take Texas in the first game to play Arizona State in the next round. Tennessee goes to Ohio State. Ohio State coming off a really dreadful loss to Michigan, and Tennessee having a pretty decent season. I know a lot of Vol fans aren't very happy with Tennessee Volunteers, but go ahead and give me Ohio State. I think they're going to bounce back really well, and since they're at home and it's a night game, they actually get to play a night game, believe it or not. I think this is going to be a really good game for Ohio State. They're going to bounce back, and they're going to play Oregon in the Rose Bowl. SMU goes on the road to Penn State. SMU is kind of lucky to still be in the playoff. I know there was a lot of talk of Alabama possibly being in this position. I don't really have a side on who should have gone in. I thought it was way too close. A lot of people would say Alabama with the strength of schedule, yes, but with losses, it's really hard to put them in. SMU with a really good season, only losing in conference to the conference title to a solid Clemson team. Penn State is a really good team this year. Once again, not really meeting their expectations. They did lose to Ohio State at home. So, I mean, they're only winning the games they're supposed to be winning. They just can't really get over the hump, and they really haven't been for years past. But I think they'll win. Actually, I think this is considered a big game for them, and I think they're going to win their first big game. It's at home. It's going to be cold. It's going to be in the morning, possible snow. I'm going to pick them to beat SMU. I think there's just too many things going for Penn State. Now, granted, it's crazy, and SMU can go off, and don't be surprised if this is an upset, but I'm going to pick Penn State to win this game. Indiana against Notre Dame. That game is, well, at the time of recording, tomorrow night, and I'm stoked. With that being said, this is going to be my one upset. Give me Indiana Hoosiers. I think they learned a lot from their game against Ohio State, that both of these teams have really similar schedules, them being not so tough. Haven't really played a lot of good teams. Notre Dame has that one loss to Northern Illinois. I'm not going to base this team off of that loss, but that does impact you quite a bit. I'm still going to take Indiana to win, even at Notre Dame at night. I just don't see it happening. Indiana, if they get their offense going, they are scary. They can beat a lot of teams. They showed it against Purdue. They showed it against almost any Big Ten team. Give me Indiana. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but I have a really gut feeling about Indiana. I think they could even beat a no Carson Beck Georgia, but we'll get back to that game. Texas, Arizona State in the Elite Eight. Crazy game, guys. And I think Texas isn't as good as a lot of people say they are. Arizona State is on a roll. They are beating everybody in their path. I am a Kansas State fan. I am a hard Kansas State fan, and they just look untouchable. They made Kansas State look horrible. And I know that Kansas State's a decent football team in the Big 12, so it's one of those things where this one's tough, but it's like Arizona State's been sitting and Texas has been playing, so you could definitely lean Texas here. To me, this game isn't either way, but I like this Arizona State team. Coach under Kelly Dillingham, he's done a fantastic job. You know, he just has done amazing things. He's such a young guy to be a head coach, too. And yes, they won some close games, but I really want the Big 12 to stand out this year. I really think they should stand out this year. I think they'll get a big key win over Texas. A lot of people aren't picking this. I am picking this. I think Arizona State can beat Texas in the Peach Bowl. Next, we got a rematch. Ohio State and Oregon. What a game. The first time these two teams met in Eugene, Oregon won by a point. And I thought it was really controversial. Will Howard, being a former Kansas State quarterback, I was rooting for the Ohio State Buckeyes in this game, but it's okay. They didn't win. They will win this one. And the reason why I have Ohio State winning this one is because Oregon has had a dream come true season. They've been basking in the glory. Ohio State has so much to fight for. An incredible amount. This is possibly Ryan Day's last chance. He has to win these games against Tennessee and Oregon. If he doesn't, I mean, he's only won once against Michigan, and that was the first time. 4 in a row on a team that they were very much supposed to beat them. I'm confident Ohio State will win this game. Penn State, Boise State. Boise State is a really solid team. They really put up a fight to Oregon, but keep in mind, it's the same Oregon team that beat Idaho by 10 points. It's sketchy, man. This Boise State team is a solid team. They just know how to make sure to win games. I have a really gut feeling that Boise State will have something in the bag, but isn't enough to beat Penn State. I don't know. This is actually one of the harder games on the bracket. Now, if it were SMU and Boise State, I'd probably favor SMU, to be honest with you. But it's not. I think it'll be Penn State. I can't see myself picking Boise State to win this game. There's just too many losses, or not losses, but close wins for Boise State against teams that they should be destroying, and not close. Like, you can't beat Wyoming 17-13. There are always going to be bad weeks. There's always going to be off weeks. Maybe you're trying to save script. Maybe you're trying to get people to think that you're a bad team when you're really not. I get all that. But I still think that Penn State is the better team here. It's a tough pick. I like Boise State, and they've had a good season. But I think it's going to end short to Penn State. Indiana against Georgia. What a dream matchup. Oh my God. I mean, it could be Notre Dame. It very easily could be. Notre Dame might win that game by 30. Depends on what Indiana team shows up, you know what I mean? But if this is Indiana versus Georgia, this will be fireworks. Maybe. Because Georgia's defense is pretty potent. But Indiana could be one of those teams that goes crazy too. I don't like this Georgia team without Carson Beck. I don't. I didn't like him with Carson Beck. Because he's not the best quarterback. And this isn't the best Georgia team. Yes, they won the SEC, but once again, I'm skeptical of Texas. They did have an easy schedule. This Georgia team has shown that they can beat anybody in this bracket, but they are too inconsistent. This is a tough game. I want to trust Kirby Smart and Georgia so bad, but this Indiana team is chasing destiny, so that's why this is a really hard one. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to pick Indiana. I'm picking the upset. Indiana over Georgia. Now, I'm going to have a lot of hate in the comments for whoever watches this video, but I just have a feeling Georgia without Beck might be a whole different team. We will see. Semifinal, Arizona State, Ohio State. What a game. What a game. Man, this one's actually hard too. Because both these teams, I mean, Ohio State, once again, Ryan Day's trying to save his job. Arizona State, best position they've ever been at, by far. So this is hard. I think Ohio State's going to find a way to get this done, though. As much as I love the Big 12 and I support the Big 12, I think Ohio State will get it done, and they'll be in the national championship. Then we got Penn State and Indiana. Indiana all day. That's not hard. Indiana's high-powered offense will steamroll Penn State's defense. And I normally don't talk too much big on teams, but this is one of those situations where they could do it. What a fitting rematch in the national championship. Ohio State, Indiana. Ohio State will get this done this year. Total points scored in the playoff, I just do 5-5-5 because, I mean, that's not going to matter as much. What matters more is getting these games correct, not how many points we scored. If I was a bettor, I mean, probably not 500, but, you know. No. Could be 800. All right. That's my picks, guys. That'll be the end of the video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.